my scrappy friends, big welcome to my channel today. Thank you so much for stopping by. As you saw in the beginning credit thingy, this is part of the super fun September hop that Sarah Scraps organises for heading back to school kind of thing, and this year's theme is stepping up. I had a number of, shall we call them moments to pick from for this one for this year, and as one of my friends said to me, you're going to scrap them all anyway. So my eldest child is in his last year of primary school this year, and don't get me started on that, but it is his last year of primary school this year. So like I said, we did have quite a few moments that I could have scrapbooked for this particular stepping up challenge. But I went with our first day of school photos from this year, which obviously for me in Australia is February. So we've got these two. I always get my kids to get a nice photo, and then I'm like, all right, now just be silly, because they don't love standing there for a photo. Let's be real. Who does love standing there? You know, 1, 2, 3, smile. So let's all just be silly, and we pull stupid faces, and it's all fun. So I printed these two photos of my biggest boy from his first day of year 6, and I decided to run with that because, you know, stepping up to the challenge of last year of primary school, it's kind of, kind of breaking my heart a bit and so I pulled out what I have left of my Hardy Swap Wolfpack collection. The first thing that jumped out at me was that sticker, the spread your wings with the eagle. I was just like, yep, perfect, I'm going to use that for my title. I wasn't able to get too many of the 12x12 pattern papers, so you can see I've jumped into the 6x6 paper pad here, and I'm tearing strips. I'm going to layer them behind this main strip here. So obviously that was from the 6x6 paper pad as well. I just tore the two sides off the two pieces of the 6x6, and I've layered them up. When my photos are going, you're not going to see that join, so it works perfectly. And I'm just going to layer these up. Now, this did take me a little bit of mucking around, getting the tear right and the angle right and the this right. So I don't leave it all in, but you can see exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just layering those papers up for a bit of interest, and I've torn all the edges, and I really like how this central design comes together in the end. I've just got that last piece there. I felt like I needed something a bit darker with that sticker right on the top. So I've used that night sky kind of starry pattern. I'm going to just glue these pieces together and then glue them to my background. Again, I don't make you watch all of this because it's not the most exciting thing in the world, and my big head gets in the frame a fair bit. I'm using my cut down background paper as the straight line that I'm working with. You can see just there. Like I said, I'm not going to make you watch all this because my head does get in the way, because I did want to line it up and make sure I was happy with it. So I've got all of that glued together now. I'm just going to tidy up a couple of edges, and as I'm tearing this, I'm like, hang on a second, that's all going to be behind the photo anyway. So I'm going to glue this down using lots of my ATG. Again, head's in the way. That's stuck down. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and just even that up. Make sure that's nice and straight. And from there I can build my page. Because it was so easy for me, like once I picked the photos and then I found that spread your wings sticker, this page came together pretty quickly. I was really impressed with myself actually. Distress the edges of that white, well, it's not even white, it's off-white background, and I've stuck all that down. I'm going to layer a little bit of tissue paper behind my photos just to give them a little bit of separation. And I'm just going to trim those down, and then I'm pretty sure I start playing with the placement. So you can see I start with them like pretty much in the center of the page. I'm going to add some foam behind the photo on the right hand side. I do love both of these photos, but I did want the one on the right to be a little bit more prominent, I guess. Just going to lay that up. And then get to building the layers and the stuff on my page. So I'm really, like I said, I'm happy with how this started to come together. Because I've popped up that right photo, I needed to take one of those little tabby dots off. Those tabby dots, by the way, are from Spiegel Mum's Scraps. So I'll make sure I leave the link and the code Melinda15 so you can get 15% off your next order. But those little tabby dots are awesome. You can see they're foam circles, and they've got a little tabby bit on it that makes it super easy to take the backing off, which is awesome. In this collection, there is these circular stickers with rub-ons. There's some in white and some in silver. There's also square stickers. And I had the idea in my head that I was going to use 3 of these. So I've done the rub-on, and then I've grabbed a 2-inch punch. I'm going to punch those out and have a bit of a play with them. So one says, "Stay wild, child," which is perfect for my boy. "He who is brave is free." And then the one that I end up using is, "Life is tough, but so are you." And you can see, I did leave this in. I thought you might like to see that sometimes the struggle is definitely real, but I did not leave all of the struggle in. I just left some of it. I feel like these ended up being too big for what I was going for. If I had done more of them and done them, like made them more of a feature, I think it would work really well. But I wanted these more... it's really hard to explain. To me, they were just too big the way that I was wanting to use them on this page. But I have popped them aside, put them back in the packaging, and I'll use them on a different page. So you can see I'm just playing with these, trying to get the placement right. And while you can watch that, I will quickly go over the information from this hop. So last year I did participate in this hop as well. I'll link that up in the top corner for you. But Sarah Scraps organises this each September. This is my 2nd year in participating. As you know, if you're in Australia with me, you know that we're just winding down the term, or maybe you're already on school holidays if you're on the East Coast. But over in the US, they're just going back to school now, so I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah, pretty sure that is why the hop is this time of the year. But, you know, we're kind of lucky here because we've got all of this year's photos to play with, you know, because we've had school from January, February. So, yeah, Sarah puts this hop together. It's super fun, and I will make sure I link to Sarah. And one of the girls who is participating in the hop is putting together a playlist, and not only will I link Sarah in the description box, I will link everyone in the hop, because, you know, it makes it easy to follow along, right? So you can see this is the placement that I ended up going with, and I really like how this is coming together. So those holographic stickers are thickers, and I just really love them. In this collection, silver is the metallic accent, and I just figured I'd go with the holographic because it works really well with the silver. And the rub-on that I ended up using is also a silver one. I'm going to add some of these tabby pop dots to the top of this, and I'm going to lay that up there. And I decided that I wanted a little bit of something behind these photos just to ground them a little bit more and give them a little bit more emphasis on the page. So I'm just going to trim this down, distress the edges, and then stick my photos onto that. This is the same as the paper I've got in the very background, the very bottom layer. I'm just going to layer those up at a bit of an angle, and then stick these down. Love the colours in this collection. I love the sentiments in this collection. Yeah, definitely love it a lot. Okay, so I'm starting to stick all my bits together that I've decided. This page ends up like it's less embellished, I think, than what I would normally do, but it also looks like my normal kind of page, and I'm really, really happy with how this came together. Just going to layer in my alphas there, bend up the edges of those a little bit. I do play with a few little bits and pieces here, trying to get some layers and interest and stuff happening. I've got this part of a sticker left. It says remember this moment. I'm going to tuck that up to the top right. So I've got this bear and it says be brave. Now, I think I've probably shared this before, and if I have, I'm sorry. When I was pregnant with this one, he was my my baby bear. We figured bear was good for boy or girl because we didn't find out the gender of either of our children. And bear has just kind of stuck. He's my baby bear and will always be my baby bear. So I did try to get that acetate bear in, but I was like, no, that's not going to work. So I did manage to get Puffy in, and it's just underneath the wing of that eagle. And I just like that there's that little nod to, his little nickname that it's only me that calls him that. And it's kind of stuck. He loves it. And so I do kind of make a reference to it here and there when I can. I'm going in with some puffies. I'm going to build 3 little clusters with a heart, a star, and a paw print. Again, my little nod to the little bear thing, which is cute. And then my final, so I'm going to add in some sequins. Yes, these are the Into the Woods sequins by Spiegel Mum Scraps. They're beautiful, and I think that they work absolutely beautifully with this collection. So I'm just going to sprinkle those in and add my journaling. I did try a white pen for my journaling, and that didn't work. And then I tried a silver pen, and that didn't work. So I went with black. And my journaling reads, and just like that, you are at the beginning of your very last year at primary school. It has been quite the journey to get you here, but my baby boy saw. You don't have the easiest of paths to follow, but my boy, I will be by your side every single step of the way. Enjoy your year 6 and do what you do best, you. So that's my journaling. Yes, I'm rather emotional about this whole thing. I'm so not ready for him to be going to high school next year. But, this is what happens, right? They grow up, they get bigger, they learn, yeah. So, my final steps here are adding some splatters. I added some white, and then off camera I added some dark blue, which is Witch's Blue Creamies by Shimmers, and that is my final page. I really love how this has come together. Make sure you follow along to all of the people linked below. I can't wait to see what everyone's done. And like I said, I will leave the link to Spiegel Mum Scraps shop in the description as well with that code, so you can get 15% off. I hope you've enjoyed my share today. Please feel free to leave me a comment to say hi. If you're a new subby, a big welcome. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by and choosing to spend some time with me. I hope you have a fantastic scrappy day.